So Australia finds itself in a position where it can actually strengthen the part of the Biden administration that, from our perspective, is pro Israel, Zionist, wants to promote peace that is based on Israel existing rather than peace based on Israel disappearing, which is what refunding UNRWA means. So it can definitely lend its voice to those developments. And I think definitely what's been happening in the region in recent years is making it easy. I think it's far easier to come out in support of Israel when you have a vision of peace, such as the Abraham Accords, and say, look, we understand that peace depends on Israel being strong and on Arab and Islamic countries embracing Israel as indigenous. It's possible to promote a vision of peace where there is a Palestinian state next to Israel rather than instead of Israel. I think those are messages that Australia really, as a strong ally that has excellent relationships with pretty much the entire world, is very much in a position to do. And I think, for example, even on UNRWA, if Australia were able to send a message to the US to say, hey, you can't leave us alone here. The Emiratis, the Bahrainis have cut their funding. We have cut our funding. You can't just go and refund UNRWA and that be considered not a disastrous policy. So I think Australia is very much in the position to say these things. The UNHRC, you know, the UN was the Zionism is racism. Australia led the charge to annul Zionism as racism. Australia knows a lot about abusing international bodies that actually corrupt those bodies and their ability to pursue important goals. I think this is certainly a message that Australia can carry. And you guys are at the forefront of it. I always say everywhere that in terms of, I think, dollar for dollar, I think AJAC is by far the most effective organization. So I want to thank you for all that you do.